Lantau Island is Hong Kong's largest and most rugged terrain, a landscape defined by steep ridges rising directly out of the South China Sea. This map shows the specific route for Sunset Peak, also known as Tai Tung Shan. It sits in the center of the island's mountainous spine, at an elevation of 869 meters, famed for its seasonal silvergrass. Social media is full of cinematic imagery from the summit, but those photos rarely capture the physical toll of the ascent. Is this level of visual reward actually accessible to the average tourist? To find out, we have to look at the return on investment. This scorecard breaks down your mandatory inputs: an 869-meter vertical climb, 6.5 kilometers of distance, and 0 supply points. That brutal physical toll is the mandatory cost for the summit's panoramic views. You are trading intense cardiovascular effort for altitude and isolation. Approaching this hike as a casual stroll is the fastest way to invite danger. In this environment, calculated preparation is the only path to success. Your physical investment begins well before the trailhead. Mui Wo Ferry Pier and its bus terminus serve as the logistical origin point for accessing Nam Shan. Once you begin, you face a raw elevation gain of 869 meters. This makes the climb one of the most vertical in the territory, ending at Hong Kong's third highest peak. The terrain itself actively fights your momentum. Decades-old hand-laid stone steps create a surface that is wildly uneven and steeply pitched. Because the height and width of these steps vary constantly, your legs never find a rhythm. This leads to rapid muscular fatigue and cardiovascular exhaustion much earlier than on a graded path. You are trading that intense exertion for immediate access. Within an hour of climbing, the trail opens into unobstructed 360-degree panoramic views of the island and the sea. The trail's verticality serves as a natural filter. It demands a high baseline of fitness to safely navigate the steps while maintaining enough energy to enjoy the summit. This elevation chart highlights a critical risk: the absolute absence of water filling stations or supply kiosks between Nam Shan and Pak Kung Au. This is a 6.5-kilometer zero-resource zone. This forces a mandatory supply investment. Pack 1.5 liters of water and enough high-calorie nutrition to sustain a 3-hour climb. This weight requirement creates a cascading effect. You are carrying your maximum pack weight precisely when the ascent is at its most punishing. That extra weight significantly slows the average hiker's pace. Novices often miss timing estimations because they didn't account for the penalty of a heavy pack. Self-sufficiency is a requirement here. Failing to carry adequate water can quickly turn a strenuous hike into a medical emergency. To get the highest return on photography, you must time your arrival for the golden hour, the 60 minutes before the sun dips below the horizon. This creates a strict schedule. To catch that specific light, you generally need to have started the ascent no later than 3:30 p.m. But that timing carries a hidden cost. The sun sets rapidly in the mountains, plunging the steep ridges into total darkness almost immediately after the perfect shot. Your descent happens in these conditions. The temperature drops, visibility vanishes, and every irregular stone step becomes a potential trip hazard. This makes high-lumen headlamps an absolute necessity. A smartphone flashlight is insufficient for the precise footwork required to navigate this descent safely. If you want the perfect light at the summit, you have to accept and prepare for a high-risk, unlit journey back down. Near the summit is the historic Lantau Mountain Camp, century-old missionary retreats built into the ridge. They remain privately owned, requiring visitors to maintain respectful distance. While the huts are a year-round landmark, the primary seasonal draw occurs from November to January. This is exactly when the famous silvergrass blooms. In the late afternoon light, entire mountainsides shimmer with golden plumes, creating the ethereal textures that make this peak famous. The trade-off for this beauty is severe crowding. During peak season, you will be competing with hundreds of other hikers for prime photography positions. The ultimate reward of Sunset Peak is seasonal and highly competitive. Securing the best experience requires sacrificing both your convenience and your sleep. The final synthesis is clear. Sunset Peak offers the highest visual return in Hong Kong, provided you pay the logistical toll upfront. You fit the approved profile with ankle support, a high-lumen head unit, and 1.5 liters of water. This is for hikers prioritizing photography and endurance. Conversely, the avoid profile includes anyone expecting a paved walk or lacking hydration and lighting gear. If you fall into the avoid category, consider the flatter coastal walks of Lantau Trail sections 1 or 9. They offer beautiful views without the vertical risk. The grueling friction of the climb is a feature of the experience. It is exactly what preserves the pristine, remote atmosphere of the peak. If you respect the mountain's demands and prepare your inputs perfectly, the output is a cinematic memory that justifies every bit of the exhaustion.